In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Gospel of John. And now, I would like to read excerpts from the book Leaves of Gold, which is filled with words from God, about God, and for God and His people. Stories, sayings, phrases, and tales compiled by its editors to offer spiritual comfort, hope, and morality in a world rapidly losing its way. Please do pardon my accent in some pronunciations. Thank you. Leaves of Gold. Forward. Poor indeed is the man whose mind is not enriched by some phrase of lasting truth and beauty which serves to restore his soul in the exigencies of life. Each of us needs in his heart's treasury the memory of a lovely line to renew fellowship with the great and noble of this earth. And, indeed, almost as great as the ability to write a line of strength is the ability to use that line to higher levels of emotion and achievement. To discover afresh in truth expressed with elemental force our eternal kinship with God is a universal urge. Leaves of Gold had its origin in the recognition of this impulse. From those who spoke with authority have been chosen words in which the word becomes flesh to dwell among us. Here are maxims, phrases, anecdotes, passages, proverbs, and essays from the best minds among men. Here are words of wisdom and thoughts of comfort for all mankind. Consolation is the objective of Leaves of Gold, to provide a key to things of the Spirit as inspiration for daily living its design. Hate. I will tell you what to hate. Hate hypocrisy, hate cant, hate intolerance, oppression, injustice, hate Pharisaism, hate them as Christ hated them, with deep, living, godlike hatred. F.W. Robertson. Happiness is as a butterfly, which when pursued is always beyond our grasp, but which, if you will sit down quietly, may alight upon you. Hawthorne. Nature is the glass reflecting God, as by the sea reflected is the sun, too glorious to be gazed on in his fair. Young. Measuring rods. I know what mother's face is like, though I cannot see. It's like the music of a bell. It's like the way the roses smell. It's like the stories fairies tell. It's all of this to me. I know what father's face is like. I'm sure I know it all. It's like the whistle in the air. It's like the step upon the stair. It's like his arms that take much care and never let me fall. And so I know what God is like. The God whom no one sees. He's everything my mother means. He's like my very sweetest dreams. He's everything my father seems, but greater than all this. A noble deed is a step toward God. Holland. The actions of man are like the index of a book. They point out what is most remarkable in them. Hayne. Christians are like the several flowers in a garden that have each of them the dew of heaven, which, being shaken with the wind, they let fall at each other's roots, whereby they are jointly nourished and become nourishers of each other. John Bunyan. Our prayer and God's mercy are like two buckets in a well. While one ascends, the other descends. Hopkins. Pleasant. You have not fulfilled every duty unless you have fulfilled that of being pleasant. Charles Buxton. Miserable. If you want to be miserable, think about yourself, about what you want, what you like, what respect people ought to pay you, and what people think of you. Charles Kingsley.